Well, here inside Murrayfield, Liverpool have just played the latest game in their pre-season programme, and it's unfortunately another defeat. It's 3 in 4 games now for Jurgen Klopp's side. This one definitely the most worrying, probably a little bit embarrassing to be honest. They lost 3-0 against Napoli of Serie A. There was more than 65,000 people in here. Most of them were all Liverpool supporters. They were expecting a little bit of a celebration, but before the game there was even Jamie Webster was up on the roof over there performing LA LA LA. And I think there was a little bit of a hangover for Liverpool, certainly from the US tour. They looked a little bit leggy. I know that Jurgen Klopp's been putting them through the paces. Certainly they trained yesterday ahead of coming up here for this game. But from the off, I mean, the first 15 minutes Liverpool played reasonably well, kept the ball, but the moment that Napoli scored, which all 3 goals came down Liverpool's right flank, the first one was a great goal by Insigne. He turned creator a little bit later on, crossing for Milik, who of course was the player who Alisson saved from when the teams played in the Champions League at Anfield back in December, which kept Liverpool in the competition. Of course they went on to win it. And then the second half, Insigne again, he came in off the Liverpool right, the Napoli left, had a shot. Simon Mignolet pushed it back into the danger area, it hit a Napoli player, and substitute Yunus was on hand to tap it in. Liverpool didn't really create that many chances. It was only when a couple of substitutions towards the end, they brought on quite a few youngsters. Harry Wilson had an effort which was well saved by the Napoli goalkeeper. But other than that, there were very few positives for the Reds. One was Harvey Elliott came on. He's obviously the 16-year-old. His transfer had been expected. He was confirmed this morning. He came up, travelled, was on the bench, and he came on for the last 11 minutes. He looked lively, you know. Certainly doesn't lack any confidence. He had a couple of good runs and had a shot that went over. But other than that, Harry Wilson, as I say, he had that one effort. He did okay, but really there was so many poor performances, and I know it's pre-season, and I know that you look at last season, Liverpool beat Napoli 5-0, and then when they went and played each other in the Champions League group stages a few weeks later, very, very tight games. Carlo Ancelotti said after the game that he wouldn't be too worried about Liverpool. You can't judge them on this because the 3 players that are missing, the 3 forwards, and they are among several players will be back for the training camp. They fly out from here tomorrow morning to Evian. They've got a week's training there, including a game against Lyon and nearby Geneva. So you're looking at Alisson Becker's back, Roberto Firmino's back, Mohamed Salah's back. And they'll also be joined by Xherdan Shaqiri and Naby Keita, who trained yesterday. They've both been injured for most of the summer, but they're back and available now. So there will be a lot more numbers for Liverpool and experience as well, because Divock Origi's done okay, but he's not expected to really be leading the line this season, certainly not yet, but he looked a little bit leggy. There was, as I say, there were 1 or 2 players who just weren't quite on it. Trent Alexander-Arnold had a tough time down that right flank. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, he needs the minutes, but he definitely looks, certainly in the evidence of the last 2 games, that he's certainly a little bit away from regular first team football. So it is a little bit concerning, this result, but I think Jurgen Klopp, he would just be happy to get the minutes, and he'll now have this chance. He's made a big deal of this Evian training camp. He'll want to get the work put in because he knows there's now less than a week to go until the season starts in the Community Shield against Manchester City.
Start was good and finish was good. Ending was good because of the young boys came in and had obviously brought some freshness. They were cheeky and all that stuff. That looked nice. In between, we just conceded two simple goals, lost the ball. Each ball we lost was pretty much a proper counter-attack. Napoli is good in that, but that you have to defend that obviously better, or you have to keep the ball, or you need to have a better formation. So pretty much you need to have everything better than we had in these situations, and they had more chances. We had a couple of chances as well, the first one especially. So how I said, but then the fight with the physical status with us, what can I say? I know everything what I say after when you lose a game, everything what you say to explain, people think it's an excuse. But the last thing I want to look for is an excuse, because we don't need it. But in fact, Napoli started in the same moment as we started with the preseason. But the season starts the 24th of August, like 3 weeks later than ours. Means they train nice and smoothly. They train a little bit because they can train over the whole period, or we have to train. I cannot change it. And that's how football looks sometimes. And that we have rather heavy legs after a couple of minutes, that we all have to disrupt. We have another week which will be used to get freshness back 100%. But apart from that, if you're tired, we have to, of course, to make better decisions than we made today. In protection, we need a better formation than we had today. So that's it.
Gini, you played in a further forward role today. How did you find that? I think every player like it if they can play according on the pitch, especially if you're used to that. So yeah, I try to enjoy it.
And you've got Man City coming up soon, obviously after the next pre-season game. How big is that going to be in terms of going forward in the season?
I think every game you play for a prize is a big game, and I think it gives also a lot of confidence if you can beat City, because City is one of the best teams in the league. So I hope we can win them.
Is performances like the concern, or as the manager says, is all about the start of the season? He says you're going to be a different animal at the start of the season. Or is there a little bit of concern because today was quite sloppy?
It was quite sloppy at times, and there was no concerns on my point of view. As I said before, our season starts properly next Sunday, so our full focus will definitely be on them. And obviously we want to win games, and today we wanted to win as well. But Napoli was just better than us, and more clinical as well. And we had a couple moments, great saves from their goalie as well, so we had to respect it.
There's games to start to see Manchester City, because you know that you can't be anything less than like the top level.
No, exactly. If we play like that today, I think we won't win the Community Shield. Simple as that. But we have a good week to prepare ourselves with a friendly as well in between. Also good for the boys who are coming back, and we will be definitely ready for the season.